This is my Boss-Locked Ironman. Starting as a level 3, I've been leveling up my account through fighting bosses and using their loot. I'm an Ironman, so this means no trading with other players or using the Grand Exchange. But I have taken it a step further and can't buy items or pick them up. My goal is to obtain my best in slot gear that I'll have access to, with the final challenge being the Inferno, the hardest content in Runescape. With the release of Varlamore, there's been 2 new places released for me to take on new bosses and get new gear that is honestly wild and massive upgrades over my current gear. One is the Colosseum, which will be a very hard PvM challenge, said to be up there with the Inferno in difficulty. The other is the Perilous Moons, which is 3 new bosses in a Barrow-style minigame. That's what I'm going to be taking on first, since it offers massive upgrades to my gear in all styles and opens up a completely different route for my account to take. It's finally happened. Varlamore's been released, and it looks like, from what I've looked at online for the quest requirements, I have everything I need to actually start off doing the Perilous Moons quest to unlock the Perilous Moons dungeon. So, I don't need to do anything else. I'm very lucky that I got my Hunter above 20 for the Arceus quest and stuff like that in the last episode, and I even got my Slayer up that episode. So those are the main 2 skills that I needed. This is right on 48, which is what I need for the quest, and I just needed 20 Hunter for the quest, so I am perfectly ready for it. I am so excited for this. I have the biggest smile on my face right now to actually get here. This is sick. This looks amazing. It looks really, really amazing. Of course, the Colosseum, I believe that is down over this way. So I want to have a look at that first. I'm going to make my way to the mountain, do the quest, and probably get trapped in the dungeon for a while. This is massive. I knew it was going to be big, but I can't even turn my camera down anymore. This is just the view I have. This is huge. Even being in there, it's going to be even bigger because I imagine it's instanced and it's going to be huge. I'm going to go in and have a look. Obviously, no, I can't do anything right now with it, but oh, this is actually cool. I'm really excited to come back here and test out the Colosseum. I'm not going to do it just yet, but I will come back and I will check it out after the Perilous Moon dungeon. All right, I think the first quest I have to do is this one just here, which I can't remember the name of it. It is Twilight's Promise. It looks like this unlocks the transportation all around the island, because then you build the nest for the birds to go to, which is going to make this much easier. I don't know if there will be a bank underground for this Perilous Moons dungeon, so getting the transport to be able to transport me somewhere around here towards a bank or something, I think it's going to be essential. So I'm going to knock out this quest, and then I'm going to finally head off to Perilous Moons. Oh man, this quest actually takes you into the Colosseum. That's actually sick. It looks so cool in here. That's actually a kind of cool introduction to like actually going in here for the first time. I cannot wait to start doing this after I finish up with Perilous Moons. The Colosseum looks so good, wouldn't you just want to have it on a mouse pad? Well, you can with this episode's sponsor, Creator Crafted, and their amazing new collection of mouse pads, including, of course, the Colosseum one, which just looks so amazing. I actually have the Wise Old Man one, which is also available for pre-order just like these other ones. It's really high quality and it just looks amazing on my desk. Speaking of new stuff, they also have new LED signs of the Dragon Warhammer, Wise Old Man, and the Tumeken's Warden that look just as good as the mousepads. If LED signs on mousepads aren't what you're looking for, they recently released plushies in partnership with Witchy Crafty, a 2-time Golden Gnome winner. There are 5 designs and they are limited, so pre-order them now before they sell out. If I had to get one, of course I am getting that Duke pet. Plus, there is now free shipping to anyone in the USA with a purchase over $150 and new highly discounted rates for international shipping. So get your hands on Creator Crafted's newest releases before they sell out by clicking the link in the description or using code ZAZ76 at checkout for an additional 10% off. Thank you, Creator Crafted, for sponsoring this episode. Well, there we go. That's the quest finally done. It took me a little bit, but now I can actually build some nests around the game and I can teleport. I've already got a teleport up here, which is already good because I think the dungeon is just over here. Yeah. So I have to run around a fair bit, but I can set up a transportation thing there. And I made it down to in front of the dungeon for the Perilous Moons. And I have to say, I absolutely love the art. Wow, I'm just in this dungeon and this looks really, really cool. I'm excited to get into this. Okay, I was very scared for a minute because I thought I wasn't going to be able to do this content because of one item. And that item was the big fishing net. But as you can see, I just searched this crate and you can search it for fishing, hunter, or herb lore supplies. And thank God, since this is a part of the actual boss content in doing this minigame for the bosses, I can actually keep all the loot here. So getting something from this works. And I am so happy I can get a big fishing net from here, because otherwise I would have actually been locked out of doing this, which is crazy that I can actually get this from a crate. So this is a massive sigh of relief, because by the look of it, from what other people have been saying in the clan, I don't need really any other items. So this is very possible, and I am so happy. Oh, wow. And then this is the reward room. So this is where you would finish up after you've killed all 3 of the bosses. That's actually cool. Okay, now it makes sense why there's 4 entrances and only 3 camps to set up. So yeah, this is where you would grab the loot at the end, and I'm excited to see what it is. Of course, I know what's on the collection log when I look at it, when I go to Moons of Peril. I know all these things are on the collection log, but I'm actually really excited to see the normal loot that I can get from this too. Barrows gives a bunch of runes, so hopefully this can give me some other stuff, like maybe some rune arrows, and I don't know what else. All right, it looks like I'm up to the part in the quest where I actually have to fight the bosses now, so I am just going to go in and give it a big attempt. My inventory may look very weird. I have no idea what it will look like by the end once I figure out these bosses, or once other people figure them out for me. But it looks like I'm ready to go fight them. So I'm probably going to go into the blood mural first and fight whatever that guy's name is. And we'll just see from there. From everything that everyone's saying to me, it doesn't look easy at all. But we'll just have to see how it goes. All right, let's give this a good attempt and we'll see what happens. Going in completely blind, I haven't seen any gameplay of this. Still only a couple hours after release. We'll just see how it happens. Okay, this is weird. There's people in here? Yeah, it looks like you take less damage whenever you're inside of this circle, and then you just have to attack it inside of it, and then whenever it gets rid of them, it does a special attack. All right, cool. I've killed it. We have done the first one. That is not horrible, and it was actually kind of enjoyable. So on to the next one, I suppose. I'm going to need more food, though, so I might actually have to fish for some food inside this dungeon. All right, looks like we're going into the next one, and it's going to be the Eclipse boss. So it looks like it's going to be the range boss. We'll see how this is going to go. It says to face him during a phase and also stand inside the eclipse when he shoots out a ray. That's all I've got to go off from the ghost guy that told me that, so let's see how it goes. Okay, why does this dude get a cutscene when the other guy didn't have a cutscene? Is he melee as well? Or is he range? Why can't I see anything? Is this meant to happen? I'm going to be honest, I don't think this is intended. All right, now I'm just going to kill the boss and see what we do and how we go about it. This is a really cool phase, actually. What the hell? That's a really cool phase. I like that a lot. Okay, this guy is definitely easy, a lot easier than the blood guy, because that phase actually lets you do a lot more damage, because each time it does that, you get attack in. All right, so if I basically pick a grub off this tree, and I do that and make this potion restores my prayer and is a super combat. And if I eat these food, I just restored 30 health by eating one of them, which is really, really crazy. So I don't need to bring in any of my own potions or any of my own food, because these are even better than manta rays. I don't need anything like that. This is such a crazy dungeon, and it is so unbelievably good for my account, because I don't need anything, which is wild. But I'm going to go do the last boss now with these potions and not use any of my own. All right, time for the final one, the frost one. So yeah, I haven't heard anything about this one either. I imagine it's probably going to be close to the same stuff, or I'm just going to have to step on the tile that's good, but let's just go. Doesn't seem like it's all that bad, and it looks like I just melee all of them. So I got to say, this is pretty perfect for my account. That's done. That's the last boss killed. Well, that's the quest done, and that is a lot of Slayer XP. My god, that's like 50% of the Slayer XP that I currently have. I think I can go claim my reward now for actually killing all 3 of them. So let me go see if I can do that somewhere. So after my KC of the quest, we'll see if I get anything from the chest. Okay, so, oh my god, it gives me soft clay? That is actually sick. I don't have to kill imps if I want clay anymore. This is really good. These darts are what you use with the bow and arrow here, but like, this is cool. This has got some unique loot in here. Soft clay is a really, really weird resource, but I'm super happy it has it. That is really nice. I suppose I'm just gonna have to do more KC, and if it's got something low-leveled like that in here, I maybe have hopes for other low-level stuff. All right, so I've come to the conclusion that this is now the ideal inventory for it. I don't know if I still need the tinderbox for the ice dude to light the braziers at the start of the fight, but I'm going to make everything in there that I can. I'm going to make a bunch of potions because they're super combats and prayers, and then I'm just going to catch fish for the whole rest of my inventory because they heal 31s. Like, why wouldn't I? I don't have to do temporos. I don't have to use up the little bits of food that I have left. So this has come at such an unbelievably perfect time. But I also had another thought about this soft clay. I can now make teleport tabs. My only way of getting clay beforehand was imps in the God Wars dungeon after I got to kill a Zemi. So I can now make teleport tabs, and since I don't have a rune pouch, I can make home teleport tabs, and they only take up one spot. Okay, looks like the first KC after the quest, it went pretty well, because I only lost, like, what, 11 HP? Yeah. Okay, so once you learn how to do the boss, it becomes a lot easier. And it just puts me right next to this, so I can just instantly just enter the next one. So, look, I gotta say, it's pretty good. It looks like this is the rotation now, and then I do the blood guy last. All right, yeah, this guy was also very quick. I've still only lost, like, what, just over 20 HP while doing this so far, so not bad. And it's putting me around at all the good camps, so it does look like I do range guy first, into that guy, into the blood guy. So, yeah, not bad. And haven't used a single piece of food, but I imagine I will on the blood guy because it seems like he does the most damage. All right, and the blood guy's down. Let's see what I get for the next loot. Okay, holy shit. That is really, really good. I did not think I was going to get that. These are obviously the Maracas, because I can't say that last name. They are part of the Blood Rager set. That set is mainly the whole reason I am doing this. If I get the full Blood Rager set, that's when I'm going to be basically completed here, I imagine. But that is crazy. So I need the other 3 parts of this set, but these are incredibly, incredibly good weapons. They would be really good with the set, especially because they have an added effect to them, but I want to give these a shot on all the bosses and see how they go. Okay, so these weapons are really actually hitting really hard on this phase. I don't think they're like the best like during this phase, but during special attack phases, they're really good to swap to because my Fang last time that happened with that phase when it was teleporting around and you had to look at it, did not hit a single attack, but these hit nearly every single time. So I think during this phase, the Fang is better, but during the special attack phases, I might be all good just to swap to these. These are seeming relatively accurate on this guy. All right, surely we get something for the back-to-back, am I right? No, but we get Super Compost I don't really need. Maple Seed I also don't really need. And then I got Water Orbs again, and I get Wormling Bones. I don't know how much prayer XP this place is going to be, but it looks like it's going to be pretty damn good so far. All right, these double hitting weapons, I've worked it out where they're good on all the bosses, and they're just basically just better than the Fang on this boss. They are useful in the phase where the range guy is teleporting around everywhere. You get more hits off and you do more damage than what the Fang does, it seems, but using the Fang on him normally is much better of a weapon. And then for the blood dude, you only use these weapons on the Panthers. Besides that, they're incredibly good weapons to have. So they have their use in every single room, and they're actually like an incredible upgrade, it seems, for like certain things to do. Oh, that's actually really cool. That's the first time I've seen herbs from here, and they're grimy Harrowlanders. That's nice. I have a lot of red spider's eggs, so it's probably one of the better herbs I can get, but that's the first time I've seen herbs, and I've done 7 chests now. So it's been a day, and I've learnt a bit more about the bosses. Like, their stats have been updated on the wiki, and they pretty much reflected how I felt. The Fang felt really accurate on the Ranger, but my Maracas felt really accurate on the Ice Guy, since he was weak to Crush and the Ranger was weak to Stab. The Blood Moon felt slower since he was weak to Slash, so now I main the Voidwaker on him and it feels much quicker. Plus, I now know to step back at the Panthers to avoid being hit, so now that phase actually heals me. The loot in the chest has also been updated on the wiki, but it's just all the items that I've already gotten at this point. But some of these items are amazing, mainly the Harrowlander, Irrit, Soft Clay, and Water Orbs. Both herbs are really good for me since both secondaries being the red spider eggs and unicorn horns are really easy to get. Plus, these are 2 herbs that were previously very hard for me to get, so that makes herb lore training so much easier for me. I can now make so many anti-poisons with the Irrits, I don't have to worry about them now since my previous best way of getting Irrits was Cox or TOB. The Soft Clay and Water Orbs are great crafting XP since I still want to make it to level 80 so I can craft my own glory, and I'm currently sitting at 77. The Soft Clay can even be used to make myself some house teleports, and then the runes will only take up 1 space in my inventory instead of the current 3, since I have no way of getting a rune pouch. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now, and I'll talk about the armors a bit more when I get the full sets. Oh wow, another unique coming in, and it's the Blood Moon Helm. I'm getting every item I need from this set, and I'm actually so happy. The way the items have been worked out to work here now is you actually get them in order, so if I roll this set again, I'm going to get the top next time, and then I just have to roll again and I get the tassets. So, honestly, this can't be going better at all. This helmet is actually huge because now it gives me strength bonus. It doesn't look that impressive, but it does give me strength bonus. I don't know if I want to wear it over my Varrock helm right now because defense is really important in this place. So, I don't know. I'll have to decide about if I do want to wear it or not. Well, and another one. I got the Eclipse bow, basically, or dart thing. I don't know what this is. But we got another unique. I'm having a good time here. 28 KC, 3 uniques. I definitely can't complain. I'm getting them from the 2 sets that I want, and I'm happy I haven't got anything from the blue set yet. I've been told that full Darrock is actually not bad here, so I wanted to give it a go for a couple runs to see how I feel about it. Alright, this is the specific phase that Darrock was said to be really good on, and I can definitely see why. I was also told that you can actually overkill these guys, so you don't actually do 1 damage. You can actually kill them during this phase, so I'll see if that's possible maybe this time or maybe next time, depending on what I hit on these guys. Okay, I can definitely see the appeal of using Darrock in here because this is actually hitting very, very well. I'm going to run a couple more attempts and see how it goes again. Maybe this was just a one-off and it just did really well, or maybe this wasn't even its best. Okay, Darrock in here is actually crazy. I just walked in when it was doing its phase where it did all the different corners and you had to look at it, and it was left on 4 HP and I just walked in. That was like 30 seconds of killing that boss, maybe not even. Darrock is by far the way to go for the Eclipse boss. 3 max hits in a row, what the fuck? That was crazy. Oh wow, Blood Rage atop already. This is still, oh well, I suppose I have the range weapon, but yeah, I'm getting all the ones from this set, which I'm very, very happy about. That's basically the same melee strength bonus as a Bando's chestplate now, just less defenses. So I only need the Tassets now to finish off the whole of that set. So we're going really, really well so far. That's only 55 KC as well. Not even bad. Wow, okay, Blood Moon Tassets. I've completed the Blood Moon set. That's great. I'm going to grab them out. I'm just going to go to the bank and have a look, like, where this full set. That is sick. It's going to be really, really good. I'm really tempted to leave and go use it on a lot of bosses and stuff like that because I was saying it before, but I haven't seen any videos of people actually testing this set on bosses. I've only seen people PKing with it. So I don't know how it's going to actually go on some bosses. Like, I've only got numbers to work off and not actual experience. So I'm very excited about that. But yeah, that's actually sick to actually have that one done. The main set I was going for, I actually completed first, which is cool. All right, well, let's put on the full set. Look at this. It looks sick. Like, it is such a cool looking set. So, like, even if I don't wear the weapons with this for the set effect and I wear another weapon like the Fang for just the melee strength that this offers, it is still a melee strength of 137. And before this, I had no melee strength in any of those slots. So I'm just getting a free 10 melee strength bonus. Okay, another blood piece. That's something. Any duplicates I do get, I can still turn in to get any of the other sets, potentially. I don't know what the actual chance is, but it's pretty funny that I've got another blood set when I only have 1 item from the other ones. No way that's actually just happened to me. My last unique was the Blood Moon chestplate. What is happening with me in the Blood Moon set? I've literally only got 1 item that isn't the Blood Moon set, which is the Atlatl, so it'd be kind of cool if I got some other stuff from the other sets, but that's okay, I suppose. So, for those who don't know, it is actually possible to trade in the duplicates you get here to, not even going to bother saying the name, but this person. If you trade in your duplicates, you have a chance of getting another item. If that chance is anywhere available at the time of this upload, I will put it on screen. So, hopefully, if I trade in these, I can get a unique from the other sets. I figured I may as well do it now, because why not? If I get a unique from the other sets, that's just 1 less I'll have to get. So, we'll give it a shot. Yes, I will trade this in for another unique. Could end up with nothing. Go for it. No luck. No luck this time as well. Well, we're always in it for a little bit of gambling, you know. This time didn't work out, but if I get any more duplicate pieces, you know, I'm definitely going to be gambling because there's really not that much else I can do with them. I could keep them for when my other pieces break because they are pretty expensive to repair, like probably over 1 mil for me with my current smithing level. But like, I've got so much money that it's like the only place I can really spend my money. So I'm just going to keep trading them in if I get any more duplicates. Oh, wow. Blue Moon Tassets. That's the actual only item I was hunting from the Blue Moon set. So that is the equivalent of Aram's skirt, which is great because I have no reason to really go back to Barrows because I'll get the Blue Moon Tassets, which is the same magic attack bonus as the skirt. And then I've also going to get the Eclipse legs, which is the ranged legs. So they're the same as basically like black D'hide chaps, and I only have spined chaps, which are the same as green D'hide. So these will be a huge upgrade, and then yeah, I don't need the other Blue Moon sets because I have Arams in those slots, which are just better defensively. So yeah, now I just need to look out for the Eclipse set. Well, that's the Blue Moon Spear. That's something. It's Not really needed, but like, hey, it is another item. It is like the same % magic bonus as an Aram Staff, which is also 5%. So like, it's cool that I got it. I don't think I'm ever going to use the full set in any way, shape or form. Ah, well, at least like it's another item and I am getting some other items on the other sets now. And I'm still well ahead of where I should be with this KC. I don't know what it is with me and Blood Moon chest place, but that's another one. Nope, not lucky. Oh, well. A big level about to come in, probably, yep, on that hit. 99 strength. I have been training strength for an incredibly long time on this account. So, actually having my first 99 combat from just only XP from bosses is just wild. I've been getting so little XP an hour on nearly everything until basically the Wildy boss change was my best XP afterwards. I go from getting 20k at Sarachnis was my best to getting like 30-something K on Calvarion to now getting like around 50k XP an hour while I'm here. So the XP methods are definitely increased, but yeah, it's definitely taken a lot of time to get here and I'm very happy to have it because now I can just full focus on getting my attack up and be even more accurate on these bosses. Hey, finally another piece of Eclipse. It's been a very long time since I've seen one of those. 20-something KC, I think, is when I got my a bow/dart throwing thing. So seeing another piece feels pretty damn good. I'm now 2 of Eclipse and 2 of Blue Moon. And of course, I have finished the Blood Moon set. So it's not looking too bad now. 2 more pieces of Eclipse and 2 more pieces of Blue Moon until I have green logged this place. Plus, I just looked as well, and it does turn out that the Eclipse Moon Helm is just a straight upgrade from my Archer's Helm, which is my current best in slot. So even if I'm not wearing the full Eclipse set and I'm using something else, for example, that's still going to be my best in slot range helmet. Oh, wow. Okay, that was really quick after the last one. Another Eclipse piece already. God damn. I think that was like, what, 2 KC after the last one? I only need 1 more for the full Eclipse, and I need 2 more for Blue Moon. I obviously don't need the other Blue Moon pieces. I got the one that I needed, but I kind of do want to stay here until I complete the log so I can get a good idea of the actual amount of resources that I would get from here. That's already 200 KC here, and I'm still loving this content. Jagex has done an amazing job keeping this content fun the entire time while grinding, that I just love it here. Oh, sick. That's the Eclipse Moon Tassets. That's the Eclipse set done. Eclipse set done. I now only need the 2 Blue Moon pieces, then I'm out of here. Perfect. These are now by far my best range legs because they're like, I think, equivalent to Black D'hide Chaps. I haven't looked at the stats. I know that's what people said, and I'm sure they are. So really happy about them. Now I just need the 2 last Blue Moon pieces. Just the body and just the helm. We'll see how long that's going to take me. I could be here till 500 KC and never know because I've only got 2 pieces in 230 KC. Oh, yay, Blue Moon Hood. That means there's only 1 more unique left. That is the second last one. We have nearly green logged it. 12 of 13, hopefully soon. It has been a very long time since I've seen a Blue Moon piece. Last time this happened, I got 2 nearly back-to-back, so hopefully I can get this one pretty soon. Another one of the Blood Moon pieces. That means I only need the Tassets to fully complete 2 sets from here now. Never lucky. The last Blue Moon piece, and that is now a completely green log. Let me actually look at it. Moons of Peril green logged in 338 KC. I got a lot of duplicates of the Blood Moon, only 1 Eclipse, but that's okay. Now I am done. I'm going to go collect my loot so I can actually show you all the stuff that I got from these 338. Mostly all 3 brother kills. There was only a couple where I accidentally skipped over the blood guy, but that's about it. All right, now everything in my inventory is basically all the resources that I got from this dungeon, and this is all the armor that I got that is now a best in slot for me. So that's kind of crazy. That just shows like nearly everything in here was good for me armor-wise. Those 2 are the same strength bonus as Bandos armor, just a little less defenses. That's now my best crush weapon by far, and that is my best melee strength helmet. Well, my only melee strength helmet. And this is my only melee strength gear that I have in these slots as well currently. Plus, this range set is also my best in slot, just full range set, because the body is basically equivalent to a Carol's leather body in attack bonuses, so it's pretty good. Those are basically Black D'hide legs, which are much better than the Spine Chaps I used to have, which were Green D'hide equivalent, and the Eclipse Atlatl with its darts, and the full set, of course, nearly makes it become as good as a Bofa and full crystal in chambers. So this is crazy to have. And if I look at all the rest of the resources I had, these are going to be really, really good prayer XP. But it should be a lot with the new prayer method, which I'm going to go do soon, but I'll hold off on that just for now. The other stuff's also really good. I got 3,600 soft clay, got a bunch of super compos, which doesn't actually matter because I have so much, 2,957 grimy Harrowlanders, which were incredibly tough to get on my account before this update. So having nearly 3,000 of one herb is actually crazy. Plus 880 grimy irrits. This swamp tar here, I'm actually going to combine with all my Harrowlanders because it's the best XP I can get from the Harrowlanders, and I don't need any of the other potions with them. So I'm going to be combining basically all of that with it, and the leftover Harrowlanders I can just use with some of my many red spider eggs I have. The seeds, I don't really do farming that often, but they will be very good because now with this soft clay, I can make a bunch more plant pots. But now it's time to actually start going through all these resources. I'm going to start off with the resources that I already have the secondaries and stuff for, and then move on to the other ones. So I'm going to start off using the water orbs with my battle staves. I've only got about 100, so it will barely put a dent in the amount of water orbs that I have. And I'm going to go do the soft clay as well, and I can see how much crafting XP I will get for those, because I am still pushing towards 80 crafting, which will unlock a glory for me. With this soft clay and with Varlamore as well, it actually surprisingly comes with the best place for me to actually use the soft clay and do the pottery stuff. This is by far the closest place to a bank to use a potter's wheel and also the pottery oven. I've now used up most of my clay, but with this 1,000 I have in my bank, which is only about 37k crafting XP, I'm going to keep them in case I want to make some house teleport tabs in the future. Now I'm going to move on to the herbs and use my Harrowlanders with the swamp tar and make some super anti-poisons with the irrits, since I have no way to get Eyes of Newts for super attack potions. 67 Herblore, 68 Herblore, 69 Herblore, 70 Herblore, and actually an important level since I can now make strong Gulper potions in chambers, which means I won't have to take in any more of my own super potions. There we go, I've used up all my Harrowlanders and irrits that I have the secondaries for, so I've only got 8 Unicorn Horn Dust left, and I do have secondaries I can use, which is the red spider eggs for the Harrowlanders, but I'm going to wait until I get some more Swamp Tar, because I do plan to do Zulrah in the future, and I will get some from there, so I may as well get as much Herblore XP I can out of those. Now it's time to go and use the last resource that I got from the Perilous Moons, which is all these bones and these bone shards. But to do that, it's a bit of a process, which is going to involve some Zemi, and then it's going to involve some Colosseum. Now, as I just said, I have to come back to Zemi. The reason is I can only get jugs from imps since they drop an empty jug and a jug of water. You need wines to do the new prayer method with the bone shards on Varlamore. So I need these jugs to make some, and this is my only way to get jugs since unfortunately you can't empty wines of Zemi. So to get either a jug or a jug of water, the drop rate is a 1 in 32. And that means I should expect to see 1 in the 35 KC I need to enter the Zemi room. Before Varlamore came out, I actually came back to Zemi and went from 400 KC all the way to my current KC of 508, which is the drop rate of the Staff of the Dead, but unfortunately I got nothing but 1 more Zemi spear. Perfect, right on the 35 we get our first jug of water. Just the right timing, so that's going to be the first wine. I think I'm going to go till I get about maybe 10, or I'll see how I go with the amount of food that I have, because I don't have much food left after I did my last 108 kills at Zemi. Wow, okay, another Zemi spear. That's definitely something. Well, I got another jug. That's the better thing. Who cares about the Zemi spear when you get a jug of water? Wow, that was a close kill, but we got 2 jugs from that one, so that's not bad. And unfortunately, no back-to-back. Well, it's the second Imp Champion scroll that I've got here. That's something after 21,538 KC. That was an easy kill for another 2 more jugs, which is very nice to have. It's been a couple inventories since I've got 2 of them now, so I think this puts me over 10 in my bank. I will check though. Yeah, so now I have 12 because of that. So I was on 10 already before that inventory, but that's not bad at all. I kind of want to get up to at least 20. I think 20 will be my cutoff point. It's either I run out of food or I get up to 20 jugs. We'll see what comes first. Okay, now that is such a fucking troll drop. Don't even want to talk about this. That fucking collection log just got me so hard. I have this whole log completed besides the pet and the Staff of the Dead. Oh my god, that is such a troll of a drop to get from here. That must be a crazy drop without a Ring of Wealth on. Hey, at least I got a jug that inventory and I've only got 1 more trip in me of food, so whatever. Oh, actually, I already have 20 of the jugs, and I just completed another trip and just have one more to add in. So I've already got over 20, which is good because these are my absolute last manta rays. So I've basically completed this now then. That's good. I have over 20 jugs, which is what I wanted. And now I can actually make some wines. But first, I'm going to need some sunfire splinters, and the only way I can get them is the Colosseum. It's time to head and at least do the first wave of the Colosseum a few times. As I just mentioned, I need sunfire shards, and the only way for me to get them is the Colosseum. The first wave offers me 80 shards, which I can just repeat over and over again to stack up the about 850 shards that I'll need for all my wines. I've decided to go in with this gear. I've got the full Blood Rager on to speed this up a little bit, and have the Atlatl for taking out the Fremennik Major, since he is very weak to range, and I also have the Voidwaker as my spec weapon, since it does mage damage, and that's important. But it's time to go and challenge the Colosseum for the first time. For my attempts, I basically went into the waves and picked whatever modifier. Since I'm only doing the first wave, it won't really matter. But after I pick it and the wave starts, I first use my Voidwaker so I can spec the warrior warband and kill him quickly. You actually always max hit on these warriors if you use the correct style on them. So the warrior is weak to magic, and the Voidwaker spec is magic based, so I'll always max hit a 50 and kill him in one spec. With a charged staff, this would be nicer, but this lets me keep moving around more easily because if you're moving, they don't actually hit you. While I am killing them, I make sure I get the Major stuck behind the pillar, so after they are dead, I just have to run out and kill the Major while I pray Mage. There is also reinforcements that come out during the waves, and for the first wave, it's the Jaguar Warrior that basically declaw specs you, so I do have to watch for him, just so I don't get specced out while I'm fighting the Major. Luckily here, I killed the Major first and noticed the Warrior approaching because this is very new to me and the first time that I've gone into the Colosseum, so I nearly got stacked out straight away. That's the first wave completed. Now I just need to claim my Sunfire Splinters and have them as the first collection log at the Fortis Colosseum. I may as well speak about the other rewards too. Basically, there are only two useful things, that is the Glaive, that can lower a monster's defense, which will basically become my version of a Dragon Warhammer on the account, since I can't get one of those. The Sunfire Armor is kind of useless since I won't be needing just straight prayer gear at mostly all the bosses, since I have strength gear now. I can't use the Echo Crystal since I can't get the Guardian Boots and add them to it, and last but not least the Quiver. Of course this will be really good and I want to get it in the future, but I'll need some serious upgrades if I want to be able to do that and complete the Colosseum, along with a good supply of brews to take it on. That's how I feel about the uniques, but they only start appearing on wave 6 and up, so I won't have any chance of pulling one while doing this. Just completed a wave and noticed that there are 150 Sunfire Splinters on the next wave. I currently can't do that since I have 11 prayer left, but I might start to bring in some potions just in case this happens again so I can take on the second wave. The rate on getting the Splinters is so quick doing this. In my chat, you can see the time it takes to complete the first wave is only 1 minute 30 to 1 minute 50. So collecting the Splinters is incredibly quick, and I highly recommend others to go for these as well if you're doing the new prayer method, because it is a substantial increase for so little time invested here. The Warband is so much easier to deal with now, since I found out that if I am running east to west or west to east, then it makes it much harder for the Major and Ranger to get in position, compared to, of course, if I was going north to south or south to north when I was running. So that might come in handy in the future when I come back for the uniques. Alright, it's happened. The next wave is 150 shards again, so I'm going to give wave 2 a try this time. This will also put me over the 850 shards that I needed. There is a javelin thrower that spawns this wave, so I prayed range since I didn't know where it would spawn. I got lucky with it spawning across the arena so I could camp behind the pillar on the west side and take out the warband real quick. Then I was trying to get the Major closer to the pillar so I could kill it with melee when I should have just ranged it. So I decided to run around to the Ranger, but the Jaguar Warrior spawned in as this wave's reinforcement. So I had to run back around the pillar because I panicked, ended up eating the declaw spec from the Warrior on 26 HP after I took 22 damage from the Ranger, which was incredibly lucky since their max hit is a 47. After that, I ran to the other pillar to trap them all behind it so I could slowly take them on one at a time. Then I just had to fight the Javelin Thrower and watch for the attack where it throws the Javelin into the sky, so you just have to move tiles and avoid the shadow since it does damage through prayer. Now that I've finished the wave and got myself enough Sunfire Splinters, it's time to start chiseling the bones I got from Perilous Moons into shards. Each Sunkissed bone will give 45 shards, and each Wormling bone will give 21. Plus it gives me a bit of crafting XP each one, so it's really nice. I'll do the Sun-Kissed bones first, and then I have to do a different method for the Wormling bones, since these aren't blessed yet and you just can't chisel them straight away. And now that I've gone through all the Sun-Kissed bones and I'm on the Wormling bones, what I have to do now is I basically just exchange all of them here, and then I go up here and I bless them, and then once they are blessed, they just become the blessed worm bones, and then I can chisel them for 21 shards instead of the 45 of the previous ones. But now this is a method I just have to do, and it's only 10 GP per bone, so it's only going to cost me like 30k to get all these bones done, which is not bad at all. Already getting myself up to a white stack of bone shards already. That looks very nice. Still got 2,000 bones left to go, and that's going to get me to finish on 167,000 bone shards. So the bone shards worth in the Wormling bones that I got from the Perilous Moons was more than half of the amount of bone shards I got as total. That's including the bone shards I just got from the chest and also the Sun-Kissed bones. So these Wormling bones make up a fair chunk of the prayer XP that I got down there. Because by the time these are all done, I'm getting 1 mil prayer XP, and this is like maybe 600 and something K worth, or maybe 700k worth just in these Wormling bones here. So that's pretty crazy to think about. And these bones are going to be the last of the bones that I have to chisel down. I've got 141k here. I still have my like 25k shards in my bank. So I'll teleport back to Last Man Standing now, grab those shards, and then I'll also make the wines, and then we can finally start converting these bone shards into some prayer XP. The good thing about this as well is because my cooking level is so high, I won't actually make bad wines. So I'll make all these wines into good wines, and then I can just straight up put the Sunfire shards into them once they ferment. I've just got to go to, I think I'll teleport to maybe Varrock, and that's where I'll probably fill up my wines from. And then I can just make a nice repeat route of going there and teleporting back to the place and just do this method. All right, so for my route for doing this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teleport to the Varlamore with the Fortis teleport, and then I just have to use this back to the last destination, which was over by where you actually do this prayer method. And then I also have to bless my wines as well, so if I add Sunfire shards into it. All right, I basically do that, and then I just do bless, and then it blesses all my Sunfire wines, and now instead of getting 5 XP per shard, I get 6 XP. Using blessed Sunfire wines instead of just normal blessed wines means I'm going to get about like 170k more prayer XP or something like that. But anyway, once I'm done with that, I fill it, and then I just have to spam click sacrifice for 600 XP per bone shard. Each wine is good for 400 bone shards of sacrifice. So this is really good, and that's my first prayer level, 76 right there. And then when I'm out of prayer like this, I go to this altar just here, recharge my prayer, go back in for the other wines, and then of course I teleport out to Varrock and just repeat this method. This is going to be a good 1 mil prayer XP, which is crazy because for the life of my account, I had about 104 days playtime before I entered Perilous Moons. And then after leaving Perilous Moons, it took me about 50 hours to greenlog it and get 338 KC. I walked out with 1 mil prayer XP. So in 2 days worth of playtime, I nearly got all the prayer XP I had gotten on this account through its entire lifetime, just from this new content. Now that my inventory is done, I just teleport straight back here, use these jugs on the water here, and then I go back to the bank, I make more wines, and then when they're fermenting, I teleport back to the Il Fortis teleport, and then I just repeat this same process until I'm done. Which really shouldn't take too long because I only have to do a little bit over 20 inventory since I'm taking 20 wines at a time. I'm also going to have to mix in just a couple teleports to the Ferox just to restore my run energy every so often. So that's not too bad because at least I can restore the run energy and prayer sometimes if I have no prayer by the end of a trip. So scratch that. I'm actually going to teleport into my house after every single trip, drink from this pool, and then just go straight back to Varrock. This is going to be much faster than actually going to Last Man Standing because like the pool is right there and I don't have to run through the whole thing. And I don't really need many extra prayer points at the end of a trip that I can just make an extra trip to the altar at the prayer training place whenever I need to. That's another prayer level, 78 prayer. And of course, a big level because, oh, actually that's 77. I take that back. I missed 77. But now I have all the prayer levels I need for all the spells, all the prayers in this prayer book. If I ever do get Augury now, I can use every single prayer in this book. And now all the extra levels are just nice. 80 prayers, the next big milestone, because that means if I do get an Elidness ward from TOA in the future, I can actually wear it. And another big level, 80. Now I can actually use the Elidness ward if I ever do get one from TOA. But besides that, I only have one more prayer level to go, which is, of course, going to be 81, which is fine because it also puts me in a new prayer bracket, which means I get an extra +1 prayer from each sip of prayer potions now. So this grind has got me up through 2 different prayer brackets. So now I get an extra +2 prayer points for each sip I have compared to previously before I started doing this. Well, I just spammed through the last level that I will get from this, 81 prayer. Definitely not getting another level, but I think I'll be like maybe under 100k to the next prayer level once I'm done here. But getting 6 prayer levels from just doing 50 hours of content is still insane to me. It's still wild. And this is the last of my bones. They're all used up now. I got myself 58% of the way through this level. I don't have accurate stats of how much per hour this was, but I think it only took me about 1 hour, 15 or 20 minutes to get this 1 mil per XP. That's a wild amount of XP, and I got a lot. And I mean a lot of XP from all the stuff from the Perilous Moons dungeon. I still have even 1,000 Harrowlanders left over to also use. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I definitely have enjoyed all the stuff I got from that dungeon. With the resources used up and my new sets obtained, where am I going to use them? That's going to be at the Theater of Blood. I'm going to have to learn this content, grind this content, and try get many of the essential upgrades from here. But that will have to wait for the next episode. Don't forget to click my link in the description or use code ZZ76 at checkout to get 10% off your creator crafted purchases.